suffering from
exactly
this current.
That's like the major thing we need to
Yes.
look into, because
Yes.
you know there are so many increments in the last 3 months.
Of course.
We've seen the increase in PMS, we've seen increase in a lot of things,
Yeah.
things that people are not even finding it funny. And
Of
you know
course.
why things are being increased, minimum wage is still
The same.
the same. Salaries are not increased. Even people are not even willing to pay more for services that are being rendered.
That's
You know,
correct.
imagine a service for 10,000 naira and you begin to charge like 3 times you used to charge.
Yeah.
People are not even willing to pay. They'll just say we'll look for an alternative, or they just ignore that service,
Yeah.
which can even cost them a lot.
Of course.
So now, going through this 18% increment, I feel, is it not too early? Is it not too early? Judging with the fact that subsidy was just removed. Like, we've been through a lot in the last 3 months. Is it not too early to increase to 18%?
This particular move by the government has its own pros and cons, if I may say. There are advantages to it. Like I said, the country actually needs to have more internally generated revenues, rather than incurring debt from overseas. We actually spend trillions of naira. We have incurred like over some certain trillions of naira as debts, and we actually use a huge sum of money from our budget to service debts in a year. So I think right now the government needs to still look at how massive this effect is going to affect the people. Judging with the economic crisis we are facing right now. So I think, yes, while Nigeria actually need to have income, internally generated revenue, we also need to look at the situation of the country and how this tax might affect the people. Perhaps if they cut it down, or look at a more effective and less prudent way to address this, that it won't affect the majority of Nigerians. That would be much better.
But definitely there's no way it's not going to affect the masses.
Definitely.
Because what happens to A definitely will affect.
Definitely. The larger percentage of Nigerians are going to get
hot
like
and difficult. It's going to be, yes, it's going to be like a setback. It will set a lot of people 10 times back. Business owners are barely feeding, they're barely surviving, and asking them to pay 18% on tax.
I don't feel this is the right time, though.
This is not just the right time. I feel we should definitely, the government should allow us get a balance. If there's a balance, there's increment in salaries, there's increment, the pump prices are balanced, we have food prices are stable. When things are stable and we have a good working system, then we can say, okay, we can even increase to 20%, because in the advanced countries, like in the UK, we see people who on Monday after the Nigerian the Super Falcons football match, we saw the memes that was brought out following James's stepping on Alisson, stepping on is it Alozie? Sorry, Alozie stepping on. We saw so many memes. People like Alozie was the me. James was the tax, food, groceries, and a lot of it.
Well, I wouldn't want to look at it from that direction, because a lot of people are tend to just want to bring things that are not, that is not totally relatable to a particular scenario. Some related that incident to racism, some related it to a lot of things. But if we are to go by what people say out there, we are going to definitely go astray.
What I'm saying is this, right? In the United Kingdom, a lot of times they work, and by the time they are done at the end of the month, they pay a certain amount of tax for tax.
Yeah, definitely.
And they still get to take back something tangible home, apart from other bills they incur. But they still get to take back stuffs home. We do not have a good a balanced working system. We do not have infrastructures that are put in place. Like out in the United Kingdom, I'll use that as an example too. There's a community, there's a bus There are buses rather that convey people from point A to point B, which are subsidized. And the roads are good. People can literally take a walk. People can even use their bicycles to run errands, go from point A to point B without having fear of potholes, stuff like that.
I understand your point of view, but at the same time, I want you to know that we can actually compare these two nations. They are very two different entities in terms of infrastructure, in
and
terms of advancement and technology-wise and everything. So now Nigeria is still facing minimum wage crisis. Our roads are bad. Agriculture is not going well. The commercial sector is still down. And other infrastructural sectors as well. So all this are what's affecting the prosperity of this nation. So now if we can actually compare both, but at the same time there are some measures that the government should take if they want to exact some certain authority or they want to make some certain reformations. For example, now that they said they want to increase the tax, what are the provisions for the citizens of the country? Have you increased their minimum wage? They are still trying to battle the everyday heavy transport from home to work. The promises of the president, I don't know when it's going to take effect. He promised to release some certain buses to cushion this subsidy, how it's affecting Nigerians, and till now we have not seen anything. So I think if it's a thing to say something, but it's another thing to
implement
effect that thing.
Yeah.
So I think one of the problems we're having in this country is we just say things sometimes that the media is there, we want to look good, we say things out there, but to come to it being effective now we are having a setback. So I think the government should also be proactive if they want the Nigerians to respond to this very well. Increase their salary, not necessarily to a very much higher this thing that the country might not be able to afford, but to a reasonable level for them to have additional income to balance up with whatever charges that is extra in their lives. So I think that should be done by the government before imposing this to the citizens.
Okay, away from that, President meets Okonjo-Iweala, pit over economy. Tinubu aware of suffering of Nigerians, says World Trade Organization DG. That's he met with Okonjo-Iweala, who is currently the World Trade Organization DG, and from what she had said, she said Tinubu is aware, the president is aware that we are suffering, and is it enough?
It's not enough to be aware of the situation.
Exactly.
It's
being aware and having nothing to do.
Well, maybe it's a thing, because judging with the past government, that there's a lot of things going on in the country, and the president is just there without even giving us a sign that he's aware of what's going on.
Exactly.
So if we are to judge by that now, okay, at least President Tinubu
is aware.
But being aware is definitely not enough. You are not in that position to be aware of the situation of the country.
You are in that position to take charge.
And make sure that whatever is affecting the citizen negatively, you are taking care of.
You're
problems.
standing up to take care of all situations.
Making reformations that affect people's life positively. So it's not. The outcome of the meeting. I'm sure when I listen to her talk and everything, and it's basically about how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has this mindset of making everything better in the coming days. But I think it's not enough as a president.
Of course,
to be aware
it's definitely not enough. Being aware and having nothing to do and not stamping your feet on the ground to show that truly I'm aware and this is things that are going to be put in place. So it's not just enough to be aware. It's
the fact that it came out some days ago to address the nation. Yes, it made some affirmations that yes, he's aware of what's going on in the country, and he made some promises which we are still waiting for him to fulfill. So I think Nigeria the country doesn't need to sit back and take things
lightly.
This is a problem that is affecting people every blessed day, costing a lot from people. You understand? Costing. Some people don't even have, they can't eat well like before. You understand? You have to skip the morning food so you can balance up. In the afternoon.
What you just said just reminded me of the 001. Imagine people who are used to doing the 001. Honestly, what happens now? It's going to be 000, or we just rely on groceries and floating berries to the rescue.
It takes a very, very a very passionate person to actually, when you are not in a position as a leader, when you are not actually experiencing the suffering of the people, it takes this passion for the people to put yourself in their position so that you fast track whatever thing they need to better their lives. So I hope that our president has that kind of passion to want to make a quick.
Look at the Northerners. Let's fight insecurity together. Tinubu met Nigeria broke Akpabio. Okay, let's start with Bishop Kuka's statements. Let's fight insecurity together. Insecurity in the north has been it's been a very strong setback. In the north is a very beautiful place to be. Imagine traveling to Maiduguri has beautiful places. Maiduguri, Niger State, Kaduna, Kano. These states are beautiful. You would, my first time going to, I know people always tell me you need to go to Maiduguri. Maiduguri is beautiful. Even the first time I went to Kano, I had this coolness. There's this coolness in the city. When you see all those beautiful structures that are being put in place, and now insecurity is making these people suffer. People are asking the Northerners and obviously the Muslims to come together to fight. What's the relationship? Is it relatable? Is it possible? Can it be done?
When we talk about insecurity in a particular place, it's not something that affects a particular person, set of people, and doesn't affect, except if it's perhaps religious based or something. But this is a security threat that affects all of them as a state. So it would be a wise, excuse me, it would be a wise decision to take. To make for both. Religious leaders to come together to solve the security problems they are having. Yes, as a Muslim, I know my religion is supports cordial relationship with other religion. So far, there is a positive means to it. So this is. We are talking about insecurity now. People's lives are being lost every day. Businesses are being destroyed, and many other atrocities. So I think with that statement, I think yes, the bishop, right?
Yeah, Bishop Kuka
is right for him to propose such. And it will be wise for the religious leader as well, the Islamic leader, to also resonate with them and make sure that everything they have to do to help the government in curbing insecurity in their area, in their particular states, must be done. Because, like you said, all these northern places are beautiful places, culturally wise. Yes, they are very beautiful. Their landscape is nice. They have some nice tourism attractions as well.
Oh yes,
so I think yes, it's not a place that you should now be facing insecurity every time. So it will actually chase away some benefits from that particular place. So I resonate with
what is being said.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, we go still on Blueprint. It says, go back to work. Nigerians dying. FG begs resident doctors. Urges NAD to await minister's inauguration over residency fund. This resident doctors thing has been a case. It's been a trouble back to back. Year in, year out. If we're not solving ASU, we're solving. If things were put in place, if the right things were done, I think Dr. Vera will still be alive and with her family and loved ones. But because things are not being put in place, doctors are suffering. Even the ones who are graduating, who are just joining in, who are still doing their housemanship, and the rest of them, you could tell from their voice that they are in pain, they are suffering. This is a profession that they spend so much time, so many years, and so much money, and at the end we do not have the best to ourselves. We lose them to foreign countries who feel okay, who knows their worth, let me use that word, who knows their worth, and pay them for their services. And funny enough, they don't even work as much as they do here in Nigeria, and they get all these things sorted out for them. So
yes, as regards that, you see, brain drain is one of the problems this country is facing. Professional personnel leaving the country to use their intellect for the betterment of other countries is actually one of the problems that we have been suffering, that has been affecting Nigeria for decades now. So I think the the doctor's issues has been on for a while, but I'm glad they've called off their protest. And strike, and I think the meeting they had with the Senate is what led them to make such a decision. You see, there are some sectors that the government shouldn't be messing with, like this health sector.
Yeah,
They shouldn't be. This health sector is like so many hospitals are understaffed. Like they don't have enough staff, enough equipment, facilities.
It overworks.
Some are even suffering from electricity. Imagine a hospital that is facing electricity problem. Just imagine someone in a machine now, someone having a problem and is being put in a
life support. And NEPA
just sky lights.
That person has gone.
You understand?
It's gone.
And believe me or not, a lot of people have lost their life through this.
Through carelessness,
because
I feel the doctors are being overworked. Imagine sometimes they work 24 hours, they are tired, and because
what they need from government is actually reasonable, because they are requesting more staff, they are requesting for the release of some funds that's actually theirs, and I think increase in their wage or so. So I think what they are asking from the government is reasonable, and the fact that government said wanted to made a move of government should stop using this to threaten these sectors, because before they come out to strike or make a protest, definitely they've been suffering in silence for a while. So it's the duty of the government to hear the people and hear their cries. Not for you to now say, okay, because you come out to protest, no, the people that are not going to work should be denied payment at the end of the day and all that. So I think that should be stopped by either state government or federal government.
Or the federal government.
Yes.
It's a thing both that it affects both the state and federal government. It's not just limited to state governments. Yes. It goes as far as even in the federal level.
Definitely.
Because if the head is bad, definitely the whole body
will be affected.
Bad. Exactly. So if the head is corrected, if the head is good, that is the head now we're talking about. The head we're talking about now is the federal government. So if the federal government is good, if the federal government begins to treat these people nicely, begins to treat these people, give them the right, what rightfully belongs to them, definitely we won't be suffering. We won't be having to have people suffer, or I don't know, feel bad, or even these people will not even think of going on strike. That's even another thing. They won't even think of going on strike because, one, they are well paid. Doctors are they're the coolest guys. They are the coolest because, irrespective of, they want to save your life.
Very important.
Yes, they are mean doctors, no doubt, but the mean ones, the cool ones, are more than the mean ones. But
there are mean people in all the sectors.
Exactly. So but now in the hospital, doctors would be like, okay, let's see how we can save this life. And later, I remember when my sister was in the hospital before she passed, the medical director came. Blood. They wanted us to give. Wanted to get blood, and the medical director said, I think what happened was, I think there was no money or something. The medical director came and said, give them as much blood as they want. It was unfortunate.
Was it a private institute?
No, it wasn't. It was unfortunate we lost her. But what made us not press charges against the hospital was the fact the medical director stepped in and he said, give them a small, because it was very late at night. It wasn't even as now that we can easily make transfers and do POS. No, it wasn't rampant because for you to have at that time. So we said, okay, just release blood and give us till morning. The lab guys were like, no. Then the medical director stormed. One doctor, I think the doctor went to call the medical director and he stormed and I said, open the blood bank, as much blood as they want, release it to them. Stuff like that. It gave us hope. It made us feel, okay, these people are nice. These people are really, really, after saving her life. It's unfortunate we lost her, but then the love shown to us by the medical director, stamping his feet on the ground to say, give them this. It means they are still nice. These people can do more if properly taken care of. They can do more. They would not even wait till you are. They won't even wait for you to even deposit. They'll see to the fact that they save you first, because it is when they save you, you'll be able to make the money to pay them. Obviously.
Yeah, but yes, I want to definitely appreciate the
medical director.
Yes. Yeah. The love for human life.
Yeah.
But we can't also ignore the fact that a lot of hospitals now put money before human lives. Yes, it's not all the time you come across that kind of
people. Yeah, but it's not their fault.
Yeah,
because they've helped people and people end up not paying.
Definitely,
they just sneak out of the hospital and stop treatments halfway.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them, seriously. I don't blame them. But at the same time, if we had a good
working system,
a good government, life should be put first. Life should be put. I'm not talking about private sectors now, because private hospitals now, because we all know that private hospitals.
No, it's a no.
If you don't even buy if you don't even pay for the card, they are not even attending to you. Not to talk of paying.
You're paying for card. You're paying for card like 5,000 naira. You're also paying for consultation. Another maybe you're paying for every service.
Every service as you are getting.
And it's seamless. You don't blame people who go to private hospitals. It's just that finance is just a constraint to others. Because if the finance is there, why not? Why won't I go to a private hospital and get the best of care? Why not? If
it's
not,
still part of the problem we are facing as a country, because people believe in private hospitals more than the government hospitals. So I'm sure the government is aware of this. So they should actually do something. And the Minister of for Health is yet to be
announced. Portfolios are yet to be given.
It's very important that they fast track that, so that they can attend to these doctors as promised.
Okay, because we're running out of time now. We've been giving signs by our producers. Okay, we want to say a very big congratulations to the newly appointed panel on tax.
Yeah.
We saw a 400 level student, Orire, of the University of Ibadan, who is also the president of the tax club in her school. And for me, it's kudos. It's a bold step somewhere. Okay. Or are you seeing it from a different light?
No, go on.
For me, I feel it's a bold step. We're heading somewhere, because she was picked based on what she's doing as a president of the tax club at the University of Ibadan. That is why she was handpicked. If not, I think at this point it shouldn't be about. I don't know why you're laughing. You're probably not agreeing with me.
No. It's not about agreeing or not.
You're probably not agreeing with me.
Yes, since you agree with the process, let me
disagree.
It's not that I don't appreciate the move by the president. Yes, he is giving the youth a say in some of the decisions made in the country. Yeah, this is what we want as youth of this country, to have a say in some of the decisions made.
True.
And to have a part in this reformation that we are, this renewed hope that we are, aiming at. So, yes, looking at it from that angle, yes, we are getting somewhere. At the same time, I heard she's a 400 level student.
400 level student.
I don't know the criteria for her selection. I don't know how old she is, what experience she has in tax policies. It's not about just giving this
appointments.
could be an excuse for the government to deny the youth for further opportunities if this girl does not perform well. If she goes there and all she does in the meeting is sit down, listen to old, or get intimidated by the the big men and women in the committee. If she's intimidated and she can't voice out, or she doesn't have that kind of leadership quality or charisma, is one thing to be brilliant. It's another thing to be in presence of some jagabans and still speak and still be very
and still
effective.
not be intimidated.
So if she's not able to do that, don't you think it's a minus for us, because we'll be like, now you wanted to involve the youth in this, now they have been involved in this, but they can't perform. So won't it lead to future declination of opportunities for other youth? Now I don't know that I said I don't know the basis of the criteria around that selection, because I know that we have so many, not only graduated but experienced, both locally and internationally. That's on a lighter mood though. But yes, it's a plus for the youth, but at the same time, it's a very critical thing to do, especially at this time that this tax thing is a very sensitive thing that needs expertise and a lot of experience. So I don't know how the government wants to do this.
They will definitely find a way.
I don't know what
they will definitely find a way. So, like we said, they will find a way around Aurire's appointments. Abdulkarim already told us the disadvantages of appointing her, which truly I have seen from his angle, and I accept. I think I really accept. I accept. So we'll be wrapping up here now, and hope to have don't go away, don't go anywhere. Sports review is coming up shortly with Mr. Patrick on standby. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. We hope to see you some other time. Do have a good day.
sitting down very well. Good morning, viewers. You are welcome to Sports Show on Breakfast Digest on the CJTV. My name is Patrick, and with me this morning to dissect sport with my colleague, Mr. Christopher. I will be talking about sport in the next 15 minutes. Mr. Chris, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, a lot of things has happened in the world of sport in the last 24 hours. Most especially let's briefly talk about the ongoing FIFA World Cup, as the female World Cup holding in Australia and New Zealand. Now we've come the second round stages has been concluded yesterday with the match against Colombia and Jamaica, which Colombia won. Now we have the 8 qualifiers for the quarterfinals, the 8 countries that will be playing in the quarterfinal, and it's unfortunate that in the 8 countries, as in the African countries, we don't have any African representation in that 8 countries.
Exactly,
how will you even assess the performance of the African countries, especially Nigeria, South Africa, and Morocco. That qualified?
It was really a wonderful turnout. They came out in their max number, with full energy, especially their fans. I would really like to thank the fans that came for the World Cup. It was really, really nice. And the girls that played, they really played really, really well. Considering the fact that, our kind of football in Africa is not that in line with the Western world. You see the likes of Germany, the likes of England, Netherlands. You see how good they are playing. This it shows that it's the professional kind of football. So we might not be there yet as Africans, but we are still trying our best, to meet up with the present standard of football. But be that as it may, Nigeria, Morocco, South Africa, they really, really tried. They fought really well, but you cannot actually have it all the time. But for the very first time, we got into the knockout stage for Morocco and Nigeria.
So Nigeria has been to knockout stage. We've even qualified for the quarterfinal.
For Morocco, for Morocco, this is the first time. This is the first time
even for South Africa
too. So
their first time. Both of them, they are debut, and they are making their debut. Morocco, they are making their debut.
At the World Cup. So it's really, really nice. So I believe in the next World Cup, some of the mistakes that were made. Of course, the federations in all of these countries, will be able to identify their problems, their weaknesses, and of course they are going to work on it and become more stronger in the next competitions.
I think I agree with you. A lot of work still needs to be done as regards the technical, because when you look at the matches played by especially the South Africa, it's as if most of the goal they considered goal from the sports kick. It's as if it's due to some technical problem. Loss of concentration within, because
and there was no connectivity between players.
Yes. So maybe I think we still need to work more. Personally, from what I've watched,
we've assessed so far,
and with the assessment, I think they've done really
very
well.
Seriously, they've done
very well. Also, let me ask you. Let's talk about the current coach of the Super Falcons, as in what he was, as in he had issue with NFF as regarded the team preparation. Now that the tournament has ended for Super Falcons, as in there's a section of the media, people are saying that the man should be retained because they see he has done a great job with that team. Some are even calling for the elevation of the man to coach the Nigeria Super Eagles. But how will you, if you are in a position, will you think do you want the man to continue with his work, or we should just fire him and bring another coach?
No, he has done really a good job. If you check out the Super Falcons of in previous competitions, aside this World Cup this World Cup as it is now, you can see that there's a bit of a change, in our style of play, in our mode of play. Everything, so many things has changed. We are trying in every possible way as Nigerians, especially in the Super Falcons, to be able to reach or to meet up with the standard of the Western kind of game. You get that is what we are doing, and that is what he has put as his project. And of course, it's working step by step. This thing is just it's step by step. You cannot just stages to stages. You cannot just do all of this in just one competition. You understand? It needs more time. It needs more time to be able to.
Olympics is just next year.
It's just next year. And of course, he still have enough time to be with these girls. You know, to be able to coach them and make them much more stronger for the next competition. So I think
bringing another coach now
is a distraction, and you might end up.
We have to start all over.
Yes, we are starting all over again, and this is a mix. You know, you don't just bring coach and just change coach like that, because you know, as players, they are agreeing to they get adapted to a new pattern of football. You cannot just come all of it. Yes, a style of football. So you cannot just come from nowhere and change it. And no, this man is doing well. He's a very good coach. He has improved his skills to this point. So I think he should be able to be with them now that they have time before the Olympics next year. They can be able to, you know, be in cluster together and be able to achieve our common goal together. So I believe we should be giving more time.
Should be giving more time
to prepare the team, because he has done well. Has done really well.
Okay.
I must commend the coach. Seriously.
Let's talk about let's also talk about the current, as in what is yesterday. It's still on the Super Falcons. Yesterday there was a press statement released by FIPO. As in FIPO, they released a statement as in urging the Nigerian Football Federation to pay the Super Falcons their outstanding allowance.
Yes.
And most of the players have started speaking up that NFF is not treating them very well. They are still owing them allowance, their match bonuses. That even some Super Eagles stars, Super Eagles player yesterday, they even tweeted about it. The like of Victor Osimhen, John Igalo, John Igalo,
yes.
As in like a couple of others,
yes,
calling out the NFF to do what is right. I think, how will you, as in, I now begin to wonder, at this age, why is NFF, as in, why this needless? Because to me, this is needless.
Yes.
We don't have to go to this, as in,
yes.
How will you, what do you have to see?
What is even the motivation for these girls? You know, if you watch this World Cup, the way they play, the way they do their thing,
and if you look at their preparation, the NFF did not prepare them for anything.
They didn't prepare for anything. These people are just doing their things by themselves, on their own, trying to meet up. You know, I wonder where the motivation is coming from when they don't even have this motivation from NFF. You know, being owed for allowances and bonuses, you know, for this long, 6 months, some 4 months, some 8 months. You know, these things are.
How do you want to win World Cup with that
kind of mentality in your head? The country I'm even killing myself for, they are not even paying my bonuses and my allowance. It's so very, very unfortunate. I really wonder how these guys do it. I must commend their kind of mentality. They've really done well. You know, they are pushing, not regarding the fact that all of these bonuses have not been paid. They have been doing well. They put that aside, you know, with the motivation to be able to stand for the country and go more further in the World Cup. So NFF really, really messed up for what they did. Just imagine what FIFA is telling NFF. That they cannot be able to pay them directly. They will be paying individually to the girls in their private account because of what? Because of the lack of payment of allowances and bonuses.
The corruption,
it's really wrong.
The corruption in the system is very huge.
It's affecting the mentality of the players.
It's affecting the growth of football.
Of football
in Nigeria.
Yes, exactly.
It's not how football is managed in other
countries.
It's just unfortunate.
It's very, very unfortunate.
Really unfortunate. And going forward, we are urging NFF to please do the right thing.
Do the needful.
Pay these girls their entitlement, because
They've worked for the country.
This is what they deserve it.
They deserve it.
They shouldn't be begging
NFF for their rights.
For their rights.
No.
And we are calling on NFF to please do the right thing and pay these guys their allowance. They deserve it. They work for it. They make the country proud. So it is our time. It is time for you to stand with them and pay them what belongs to them. Let's read out the fixture for for the World Cup. Now we now have 8 countries that will
for
be
the quarterfinals.
for the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cracker if you look at the caliber of country that are in the quarterfinal. And one country that has really surprised me, as in, and it's not only me that surprised a lot of people, is Colombia.
Colombia, yeah.
Colombia. This is their debut at the World Cup.
At the World Cup.
Look, they put up a fantastic display, the energy, the team cohesion, the determination. How will you assess their performance? Have you watched any of them?
Of course, I watched. Even if I did not watch, I was able to watch that of their match yesterday in the knockout stage against Jamaica. You know, see how they play. See their kind of football, more mature than even that of Jamaica. You know, they play a very good football. They determination. They were fighting, making sure that yes, things go right and they can be able to win the quarterfinal and even other group stage games. Yes. They really did well. They really considering the fact that this is the first time the Germans. You can see
one of the favorites
to lift the World Cup. And today, where are the Germans? They are nowhere to go. But Colombia is in the quarterfinals. So seriously, and this is the first time they're coming. This is the debut in the World Cup. So they really did well, and I
think to me they deserve to be the team of the team of the tournament.
The team of the tournament because they tried. They really tried.
Let's read out the fixture. We are running out of time. We have Spain on Friday. Spain will be tackling Holland. Spain versus Holland on Friday. We also have Japan versus Sweden on Friday. On Saturday, we have Australia taking on France. England will be taking on Colombia. Those are the matches that will be coming on Friday and Saturday.
Really tough matches.
And the Spain and Holland match that will be a very, very tough game because both teams they are very strong. They are very strong and high scoring side. How will you? Before we go, I want your prediction for this. 4 matches. 8 matches that will be coming up. Holland, Spain versus Holland. Who are you putting your money on Friday?
Even if I will be playing my game on that day, I'll be betting for Holland. I mean for Spain.
You're putting your money on Spain to defeat Holland.
Yes, to defeat Holland.
Japan versus Sweden.
Japan 100%.
Okay, you are saying
Japan. They are really good. They are the better side. Yes, of course. Yes. So
on Saturday we have Australia versus France. Australia, they are the host nation.
They are the host nation.
That may count in their favor.
Yes, may count in their favor, but France is of a better side.
I think the French women will carry the day on Saturday.
Of course,
they will defeat Australia.
Definitely.
Australia is playing at home. You remember?
I know. I remember.
Okay.
England. It is the same at home. Nigeria beat them.
Okay. England will be playing Colombia.
Yes, England will be playing Colombia. It's going to be a tough game. And a little bit cracky, but I still feel that England, considering being an experienced, people in the World Cup, of course they are going to do well and they are going to come out.
England will
of course
carry the day.
Yes.
On a personal note, I don't want England to carry the day because they defeated Nigeria. So I think I'll be rooting for England.
You'll be rooting for England.
I'll be rooting for Colombia on Saturday. On a final note, before we go, I think a player Holland that was injured.
Yes.
What happened? Can you give us updates?
It was a spine injury, that he had, but it was not disclosed by the club after signing Rasmus Holland. They only just say it's just a minor kind of injury that it's I think it's going to be available for after 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks.
2 weeks. It's just 2 weeks. It's not a serious injury. Okay. But yesterday, in the evening, it was. There are sources yesterday that came and said that it is not just a minor injury. It's a very serious injury, and it's an injury that can not really make the player play for up to 2 times in a week. Imagine that kind of injury.
Why did Manchester United sign it?
Manchester United, of course, I believe they really did not have that clue as regards the nature of the injury before signing Rasmus Holland. So the thing actually happened. It's just a cluster around each other, but they've signed him. So now they've taken the responsibility of treating him, trying to see how they can make him come back to football, stronger and start his game in Manchester United. So I believe they will find a way around it. They'll find a way around it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Chris. We're out of time. Our time is fast running out. And today also, our viewers, don't forget that we also have some Champions League matches, playing off matches that will be taking place today.
Yeah.
Even Europa League matches that will be coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
We will be coming tomorrow morning to review, to talk about all those matches. Thank you very much. Our viewers, we've come to the end of today's program on sports review on Breakfast Digest on your award-winning TV online TV station.
Yes.
Tomorrow, don't forget to join us tomorrow exact time for same time tomorrow for this program also, and don't forget to like us on all our social media platforms and Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube page and on Twitter and Instagram also. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.